Hello everyone, I am Lorena Luna and today we are going to talk about ideas for extensive reading activities. I am really happy to have this chance to share these activities with you. So let's start. I'm going to share my screen. So we are going to see how to do a mind map with a book, okay? You can adapt these activities as you wish. So what is an extensive reading? Extensive reading is an approach to second learning reading. In this extensive reading, the students will read books, mainly easy and enjoyable ones, of course. It's a bit different from intensive reading because in intensive reading, the students have another focus. They have to focus on vocabulary, they have to focus on language structure, and sometimes they have to find specific information in the text. So what is a mind map? A mind map, I think you've heard about. It's really popular these days. A mind map is a diagram, okay? It was created by Tony Buzan. When you do a mind map, when the students do a mind map, it helps with the memorization, helps you to memorize what you've been studying or what you've been reading, helps you to learn with the learning process, helps to summarize what you've been reading or studying. So that's what we are going to do, okay? Summarize the books. Help the students to summarize the books. So you can divide these activities that I'm going to show you in 4 or 5 weeks. You can visit the Macmillan website, Macmillan Readers website, to choose a book. I advise you to choose 3 books. And then you can make a poll with the students and ask them to choose what book they want. Okay? So we have 3 books here. And I always use Macmillan readers, but you can choose any reader you want, okay? So I have 3 examples here, but today I will take Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula for an example. The activities that I'm going to show you, you can use with any book you want, okay? So let's start here in the first week. In the first week, the students won't read the book yet. They will, if you choose Dracula or any book, as I said, we will activate their previous knowledge about the story. As I chose Dracula, I am going to ask them, I ask them in my classes if they know another vampire stories, if they know if Transylvania was real or is real, is there a Dracula castle? And I, you can go deeper and make them ask them to watch movies related to the story, series, okay? In this, you have to, of course, you have to choose the material based on your student's age, because my students are adults. So these 3 movies are related with vampires, okay? These 2 movies, Interview with the Vampire, Nosferatu, it's a really old movie about vampire, and a new series from Netflix. So they can do a little, they can summarize another movie or a series to, in the end, gather all this information to transform it in a mind map, okay? So this is the first week. So in the second week, we are going to talk about the book, not the story itself, but about the author and curiosities about the story. In this case that I chose Dracula, um, Bram Stoker here with glasses, we can talk about the author, what are the books that he wrote, about the book genre, okay? Curiosities about the book, about the story itself, about the author, and where did he get inspiration to write this book, okay? In this case, this is Vlad Tepes. He was the inspiration to Bram Stoker write the book, okay? His story, okay? So in this, you can ask them to research this and summarize as well to use in the end, okay, in the mind map. So before they read the book itself, they have to know these questions here, the WH questions, okay? They will help them to, they will guide them through the story and through the characters as well. Let's go. So in this third week, you can skip a week to give them time to read the book, because by this time they have to read the book, okay? To read all the book in the third week. So in the third week, they will going to map the story. First, they will have to map what is the story about. So the WH questions will help here, okay? Who are the characters? What is the story about? When the story happened? Which conflicts that happen in the story? How the characters solve the conflicts? And where the story happened? And when? Where and when the story happened? So here we are, as well as like the others, we are going to gather this information and use in the end the mind map, okay? Moving to the fourth week. Now we're going to ask them to talk about the characters. Here you can ask them to choose one character, one that they like the most, and do map the character, okay? Who was him or her? What is or her main objective in the story, their main goal? Which conflicts does he or she has? And where does he or she lives? So they have to keep note of everything to use in the end. So this is the fourth week. And now they have read the story and they know the characters. So now it's time to do the mind map. Let's wrapping up the story. So now, in this time, they will go to gather all this information that they already have about the story, the author, the story, the characters, and do this mind map, okay? I put some to remind here. They can put in the mind map book genre, author, inspiration to write the book, vampires and other vampire stories, where the story take place, the characters, the main conflicts, the resolution. And you know that the mind map, it has like branches. So you can begin with a word like the name of the book, okay, the title of the book, Dracula, and then you do the branches. The branches for the author, the branches for the characters, for the story, okay? Here are some resources that you can show them and you can teach them how to use. In this time that we don't have face-to-face classes, it's interesting that they can use one of these resources. These are websites, Go Conquer, MindMaster, and this one is Google Slides. You can do mind maps there too, okay? But don't limit them to use just these resources. Let them search and choose the resources that they want, okay? And let them use their creativity as well. Let them use online resources or just pen and pencil to draw the map. It's really fun as well. My students are adults and some of them did the mind map. They draw the mind map, okay? I'm going to show you some mind maps from my students. I'm really proud of them. This one is really nice. He put here the title of the book and then the branches. Here are Bram Stoker, and he put some branches from Bram Stoker. Here the characters and the story here, the Count Dracula, the main character. So this one is really nice. He did in the Go Conquer website. Here, this one is really nice too. You can see all of them are really different. This one as well. And this one is really nice. This student, he drew the map and it was really great. I asked them to take a picture and send me. So I hope you like it, these ideas. Okay, thank you for participating in this talk. If you have some doubts or want to share your ideas with me, want to share your maps, your students' maps with me, I will be very happy. You can send me an email, you can find me on Instagram, okay? So thank you, bye-bye.